Okay, guys, half our solar system is in Aries right now. And apparently, this hasn't happened for like 20,000 years, is what they're saying. So, if that is not an indication of just how perfect this time is and how precise and divinely orchestrated this is, I don't know what is. Let's get into it because I feel like Aries energy is actually really misunderstood. Okay. So, a lot of people think that Aries energy is about chaos, right? And it can feel that way. But what it's actually about is really a return to order. It's a restoration of order, which is really what a lot of people in my world hear me speak to around the energy of Ma'at, which is the Egyptian goddess Ma'at, who governs diplomacy and governs justice, right? It's the feather that is weighed against the heart, right? All of these things. So Aries is that energy. Aries is actually the essence of the first fire. It's a precision and purification energy. It is an energy that we can say is like the first spoken word as the flame of God, right? The purity of God's truth. This is also what we refer to as the sword. This is Sekhmet energy. This is, what we could refer to as fire, as spirit outside of corruption or outside of any form of actual distortion, which means that Aries is the essence of the original ignition point before distortion ever enters the field. And so it is this flame that burns away anything that is not in the highest truth. Okay, let's get into this. This is why Aries is what I love to say the real threat to any system built on illusion. And this is why at this very specific moment in this linear time, right, where divine intelligence comes in and has lined up the cosmos in this way, because guys, it's fucking time, right? This energy carries something that most people have never actually truly met within themselves, which is this purity of truth, right? This truth that exists before any corruption, meaning, or, it's sort of like the idea of how we grow into a world where even our own beliefs and values and soul paths gets corrupted by all the outside noise and programs, right? This is the original energy before any density, before you even learned how to abandon yourself in order to belong to the thing, right? This is the energy that I always talk about in terms of sovereign leadership. It's the kind of leadership that is forged in this eternal internal fire where you are no longer available for any form of distortion. Okay. So this is the truest energy of the sword, right? And when we get into some of the understandings of some of the greatest quotes of the greatest masters, we come into like Yeshua, and he had very particular quotes on, I came not to bring peace, but to bring the sword. Or you will do greater things than I. The kingdom is within, right? This is the sword of truth, accessing the inner plane, accessing the source intelligence, the spirit of fire to actually be embodied and expressed in that way, right? Okay, so the one basically is like what I'm speaking to is it's the one that cuts through all illusion, right? It destroys fallacies or falsities, I should say. And what it does is it removes everything that stands in the opposition to what is, right? So when we get deeper into it, this is priestess energy. This is the energy of primordial mother. This is the energy of the true flame keepers, right? And being embodied in this, being expressed in this, being authentic to this and aligned into it is extremely uncomfortable. This is the uncomfortable path, right? So what this fire is asking of you, right, is that you do not seek on the outside or look out there for it. It asks you to turn inward and answer what pretty much most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid, right? And it's these questions around what am I still holding on to that I already know no longer is aligned. Right. And so what I say to people, I'm like, throw that shit in the fire. Like, what identities are you maintaining out of convenience still? Where are you still betraying yourself because it feels safer than actually standing in the fire, standing within your flame, standing in your truth, right? And as we look around the world today, right, there's clearly no shortage of distractions. and everything is burning. Everything is burning. There is so much collective noise. There is wars. There are big revelations of horrific things happening. Again, distractions. Is it real? 100%. Is it sad? 100%. Are we grieving? Yes. But these are opportunities, right? These are opportunities to go within and not consistently fight for justice the way we would think we need to fight for justice out there, while consistently avoiding the places in here where sovereignty is either claimed or it's lost. And this is why sovereign leadership is an entirely different path, right? It's a path that does not begin in the external world. It lives and begins the moment you are willing to sit in the fire without flinching, to let that fire refine you, right? There's an alchemy that happens. It's to let it strip you of everything that is not true until what actually remains, right, can actually be trusted, right? That's a whole other level of integrity. And this process is the initiation, right? So this cardinal fire of Aries is here to return you to yourself, if you let it, right? Because that kind of fire becomes something entirely different. And what it actually becomes for you, what actually happens for you when you allow it to refine you in that way, is it becomes clarity. It becomes direction. It becomes this steady flame of wisdom that no longer needs validation to move forward. That is sovereignty. Okay, that is sovereignty. So what I say is, don't rush to extinguish what feels intense right now, right? We sit in it. We let it speak. We let it show us, let it show you what is ready to end and what is ready to lead, right? From that place, then we move, right? From that place, we don't move from this sort of like wounded, reactive, fear-based place, right? We're not moving from reaction. We're not moving from fear. We're moving from truth that no longer negotiates. All right, people, let's go. Let's go.